Okay. Part 2 of Misty Promises. We're going to paint the bridge today with the reflection of the bridge, some plants, some shrubs and greenery on the bridge, and then we'll move into putting the figures. So I have here burnt umber and raw umber. You don't have to use both of them. I put them here just kind of to show you. And it's I'm using burnt umber. I'm mixing them, burnt umber and raw umber for the first layer. So we're going to go dark first layer, and then we'll highlight. I'm using a number 4 filbert, small one, or flat. And I'm just going to start painting the top of the bridge. Now the top of the bridge, or this bridge, is not very even. It's kind of a village bridge. And I know we're going to put green on here, on this side, on both sides, but I'm still going to paint this in brown. And I'm going to show you later on how to trace the people on if you don't have if you don't have transparent paper. I'll show you what I'm going to do and how I'm going to use the transparent paper to trace it on. But if you don't have transparent paper, which is fine, you don't have to have it, I'll show you how to do that. Okay. So when this part, which is underneath the bridge, dries, it's going to dry darker. And when we highlight the outer part of the bridge, then this one here that's dark is going to be the right value. Hello.
Sorry.
It's all right. Okay, so for the reflection of the bridge, I'm going to use a wider brush. Dip my brush in water because we don't need it to be heavy for the reflection. It doesn't have to be heavy. So we're going to eventually reflect as well the whatever the highlighted part. So just kind of for now, just a little bit.
Can you push that up a little bit?
Oh, sorry, you're right. There you go. And
Same color with just but with water.
yeah, yeah, there, just like that. Doesn't have to be 100%, especially at the bottom. Very soft, transparent. Maybe we'll just kind of where the strong reflection down here, not reflection, the strong dark color in here will just reflect that one here just a little bit more. But whatever is on the other side, it's going to be, yeah. So we're going to have green over here. And actually there's kind of if you look carefully, you see over here, there's green. There's like a bank right there, right here. So for now, we're just going to let it dry. And then we'll go over and put some stone suggestion and then greenery, and we'll take it from there. So I'm going to pause for now. All right. So now to highlight the bridge, we're going to use yellow ochre, sap green, and we'll have some white on the side. So the second layer of the highlight, or the first layer of the highlight, I should say, let's take raw umber and yellow ochre and just start highlighting the top part. I'm using this flat brush or filbert, and I'm going to put it kind of small, random. So you don't want to highlight it where you're going to lose completely the dark underneath. Now, don't take it all the way down because I'll show you there are stones right there here on this side. I'll show you in a minute. So kind of don't take it all the way down. Leave some room like this. Okay. Let's work with both colors. So now I'm taking burnt umber. I'm going to put some, burnt umber, and take some yellow ochre in my burnt umber. So sometimes I put burnt umber and yellow ochre. Sometimes I use raw umber and yellow ochre. So I get different kind of warm and cool colors in here. Okay. Doesn't have to look like stone. Just do it randomly, kind of. It's nicer if it's done random. Usually in villages, the workmanship is not that great, so it's more kind of organic, I would say. It could be the nephew of the mayor building the bridge. Okay, now we're going to take a little bit of white, small amount, and a little bit of burnt umber. A bit of green here and there. So I'm taking some green, sap green, put it in the highlighted part of the yellow ochre and either raw umber or burnt umber. Touch of white, very small amount, and just kind of add the green here and there. Okay, let's leave the sides of the bridge kind of not, don't work on it. Don't show too much detail on the side. I know we're gonna have green here, but I'm just gonna dab it here and there. Now I'm gonna take see, I'm going to try with a round brush, and if it doesn't work, I'll switch to a smaller bright. But I'm going to try first with a round brush. All right. So remember, I mentioned something about line here, and this is, let's see if this is going to work. I think we could have done this. I could have done this with the flat brush as well. That's okay. Okay. might have to darken a bit all this area using I'm going to use a little bit of black, touch of black. Because underneath the bridge, oops, you're going to need a darker brown in there. Okay. Okay, so on the side here, there are steps. You can see them because the bridge is on an angle this way. So I'm going to take white, burnt umber, and a bit of yellow ochre. You know, sometimes when you add white to burnt umber, it looks a bit kind of dull. So yellow ochre will give it a bit of nice color. Okay, so I was gonna do that. Just a little bit, if you want. You don't have to. And it's a very, very minor detail. No one's going to see that. But just if you kind of like to put that, it'll be something like this. I'm going to tone it down a bit because the white is very strong, although it's going to dry darker, but still, I'm glazing it a bit. There. All right. All right. So now I'm using just with a round brush, a bit of black with raw umber or burnt umber, whatever you're using. And I'm just giving the stones an irregular shape, kind of more like a organic, just makes it a little bit more interesting. And it looks like a village. Bridge. No need to. It's better if you don't do a line all around. Just kind of do this bit of a line in here, a corner, leave it, let it. And the lines, if the lines are not even, it's better. Shape is not even either. Here we go. All right. Next step is putting the greens. All right.
So I have the drawing, I'm just gonna trace it.
Okay, so you have the drawing. If you have the drawing and it's not on a transparent paper like this, so you know where to position the paper to trace the people on top after. If you have only a printout, thick paper, cut this part where the bridge is, right here, this part, and align it with the on the painting, on the canvas. Just put it like that, and that will put the people in the right place. Just cut this part, and just put it here over, and then that's it. That'll be fine. Slide your tracing paper underneath and trace the people.
It's children the chief checks all the time and shit. It's cool.
All right. So
So
is that
sleep, they put a blanket on all that.
so? This is how you do it if you don't have tracing paper, transparent paper. All right. Okay. So now we're going to use green, and we're going to put the green over where all over this part, all of the on the bridge.
You mean on top of all those lovely bricks we just painted?
Well, you know, I left this here kind of not.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, all right.
I know it's all.
Yeah, I was just kind of trying to. All right, let's take this. This would be fine. Even a fan brush, corner with the fan brush will be fine. So I'm going to take, for now, sap green. I'm going to put a bit of yellow ochre in my sap green, and with the corner of my brush, I'm just going to dab. You take a little bit of black. That's a little bit too light. I need depth. I need to have a layer that is dark. Okay, when we come to this part here, I'm just gonna, now at this point, I'm just gonna do this. We will be highlighting eventually. Good. Now, let's bring some of this green over here. Just a bit. I mean, we don't have to do exactly what we see in there. If we don't want too much green on top of the bridge, that's fine. But just a bit, so we don't have a cut. Let's connect like that. The bridge has green on this side too, over those. We're not going to do that. We're just going to put leave the brick showing, and we're going to do green here on the left hand side. I'm using the corner of my brush and I'm just dabbing. Okay. All right. Now we're going to highlight the green. Do you want me to pause a bit so you can do this? Sure. Okay. All right. So now we're going to start highlighting the green. And I have here yellow ochre, sap green, and some cadmium yellow light. I'm going to take yellow ochre, put it in here. So we're going to use the technique of dark medium light. So with this is the medium. I'm using a round brush, just touching, kind of dabbing. Let's put this here so we can see. make sure that you keep some darks showing through, because if we highlight everything and we lose the dark, there's no depth. We lose the depth. Right. So just make sure that when I get, this is the bottom of the bridge, and right in front of it, there's kind of a green slope. It just kind of gives me a, I know where to kind of stop my highlights in here. Again, I'll show you in a minute. I'm not taking my highlights all the way down to where I just put the slope here. I'm leaving some dark right there as a separation between the green up on the bridge and the green down on the ground. Now, I'm going to leave a line black, or not black, dark green, and then I'm going to do this. I'll go back to it. Okay, let's continue with the other side. I'm going to highlight this side, medium tone. Again, there's a kind of a bit of green down here, and it's going to be kind of on the ground, grass. And the green that's hanging on the bridge is going to start coming down, but I'm going to leave a tiny bit of dark between the ones that are hanging up and the one here on the ground. And it's the same thing with this one. We're just gonna, for now, just go like that. The same brush, round brush. I'm adding here more of the yellow ochre. Okay, so this is kind of medium tone highlight. And now I'm going to take cadmium yellow light, mix it with sap green and yellow ochre. My second or my strong highlights right now are kind of random, but at the same time I'm keeping an eye on the shape, because once you start highlighting you can see it more. Okay, good. All right, let's see. Acrylic dries darker, so I will be putting another layer. Let's highlight this part. Okay. Now, last part, I'm adding white to the green and yellow ochre and yellow. I'm going to add a little bit of white. And this is the last one, last highlight. So I'm going to come here and put a tiny bit of highlighted green. You know, acrylic dries darker. It is random, but at the same time, I'm keeping an eye on the shape I'm creating. So if I see that my brush strokes are going in the same direction, and I'm seeing a line like this, then I'm going to make sure that it's random. It's not, there is no specific shape. But sometimes when I am highlighting, I highlight cluster like this, and then I highlight a couple of dots here and there. These are far away small leaves, so what you see is mostly grouping of highlights. You don't see the leaf, you see a suggestion. Okay, now I take a medium size or a small size brush, and I'm going to take a, not as the same highlight, the same value. It's going to be thinner, like a darker value. And I'm just going to put the reflection here. And over here. Okay, that's good. That's enough. There we go. Done for this week. Next week we will add the figure on figures on the bridge.